Okay, this will be an interesting and a challenging piece to work with. Hopefully I can do it. See if it'll look any good, if I can make it look good. So we're just gonna flash the badges as we normally do. Ritual. See. Going to photo paper. The enlargement and reduction, we're going to reduce this one. Now this user interface really drives me nuts. I just accidentally didn't finger it properly. Okay, let's see what we've got. It's going to be hard to display. This scarf, this huge scarf with little butterflies on it. The edging looks really nice. I've got to get that in somehow. So I'm going to use both my hands as I normally do with pieces like this. And I'm just going to put it on the glass. Sorry folks about the clumsiness. The camera work is really shit. I'm just trying to... I don't want the vent holes to be covered for too long because of the possibility of overheating. These machines do run a little bit hot, not as hot as the old photocopiers from the 90s or the 80s, but they still run hot, so you've got to take that into consideration. Yeah, now I've accidentally bumped this. So yeah, you gotta, I don't like covering up the vent holes. Therefore, let's see how this looks. Okay, out it comes. That looks interesting. I could make it better than that. It looks a bit too sideways. So I'm going to scrunch it up a bit better. Going to just turn it around a bit, maybe angle it more, and just cover up this area here with this green section there, some of it. Just cover it up and just move it around a bit just to make it more angled. But it looks good so far. It does look quite nice. I nearly missed a section there. I didn't see that, so I'm going to just pull up the job. Just going to cancel it, and I'm going to just put that little bit over the edge. We don't want any black from this design, so we're all covered up. And we're going to try that again. Okay, out it comes. Let's see if our angling has made it look better. It does look better, actually. Still could be better. Wondering if we can scrunch it up better. Make it even more. I think this section here needs a bit more texture, a bit more scrunching. So we're just going to scrunch that up a bit. A little bit more. This is challenging, folks. Even though it's a really nice piece of material to demo with, it still has its challenges, folks. It does. It's not easy trying to get a good layout to make it look really nice. We seem to still have pretty much the same old pattern. Maybe where will the center of this job end up being? I don't know if it's going to look any good, but we'll soon find out. I'm actually going to, but I'm not going to go with it. I'm going to basically try to arrange it differently, make it more interesting than the shitty looking appearance we've got. I just get sick of that pattern, in that large purple pattern that I see in there. So I'm going to try and just scrunch it around a bit more and see what we get. I'm often tempted just to go with the shitty design, but I get angry at myself if I do that. So I've got to consider that. I've got to make sure this demo turns out good, that it looks nice, that it's not a piece of crap. Now that looks a lot better. I'm actually thinking we could probably run with this, with those butterflies there. I don't know. Wondering what we can do. Wondering if we're going to do it again. I'm trying to work it out, folks. I'm trying to go with intuition. Trying to work out what the intuition is. Wondering if we're going to pull it up. We're going to pull it up. I got a gut feeling that I'm not doing this as well as I should. And we got that little piece of pink. This piece of pink edging I don't want. To be honest, folks, I don't want that pink edging in the picture. So we're just going to roll it up a bit, move it around a bit. Try and see now what happens. I've got to be perfectionist. This is art. This is not just a demo, folks. This is creativity, and being creative, you've got to have a very high tolerance. A very small, no, not a high tolerance, a low tolerance for shit. So let's see what this looks like now. If it's any better, it looks better. There's just a little bit of that there. I don't know whether that's a problem or not. We'll see how we go. Wondering we're going to do it again. We're going to just pull this out a little bit, this little edge of it out. And we're just going to just move things around a bit, make it more interesting instead of shit, instead of boring. So we just move it around a bit. Try to keep some work looking good, keep the whatever. I seem to be making lots of ones that I don't like. It's just such hard work. It's getting hot. The summer is coming early, folks. Climate change. You know, people want to deny climate change. Well, they're bloody stupid, to be honest, folks. But, you know, you got a crazy world full of capitalist piggies making money off the backs of this planet and the human race. There doesn't seem to be any hope for the future, folks. All these rich people and their big corporations and all their manufacturing and carbon emissions. Oh, fuck. What can we do, folks? And all the bushfires around the world in the USA and in Australia. And yet people are just not convinced. People are fucking stupid. People can only learn, one way they can learn is when things fucking go wrong. And that's the only way this world's going to learn, because there's not enough smart people in power doing good work with a lot of money. You know, most of these smart people don't have money. It's only the rich idiots that have money, it seems. The rich idiots who couldn't give a flying fuck. It's here today, gone tomorrow. They don't care. It's all about luxury. It's all about money. It's all about fucking up the planet and fucking up the human race and making slaves in their fucking sweatshops. And I'm sure Konica Minolta is complicit in this. I'm sure they've been making their fucking photocopiers in their Vietnam and their China factories, making these people into slaves. Why else wouldn't they manufacture it on their own soil? They manufacture some of it in Japan, but most of it appears to be made in China. So I'm not happy that I had to buy this fucking piece of shit, but I needed a fucking photocopier. I had a refurbished one which was working well until it finally croaked, and I couldn't get spare parts available for it, so the service agreement was terminated by the company that I got it off, and I had to fucking buy a new one, essentially because of this stupid lack of spare parts from Konica Minolta. We blame them because they're the manufacturer. Mytronics is the dealer, and they can't help it, but they have to, you know. But anyway, that looks a bit curly and shitty, but it still looks quite nice. I think now we can call this prolongated demo quits.